Jeff and Jeremy in the Morning podcast brought to you commercial free by another podcast. You've subscribed to ours, now subscribe to theirs. It's the Slow County Real Estate Podcast with Hal Swayze. When you're done with this, go listen to something that will actually enrich your life. California DRE 0111191.
Really want for Christmas from some woman on social media.
Gift guides for men always make it seem like they're for men that have just spawned in, like it's their first day on planet Earth. Things like a water bottle, a wallet, a jacket, perhaps some underwear. I saw one that was saying every man needs a good razor. Is he new here?
Okay, I read that wrong. I thought she was going to tell us what she thought we really wanted. I don't want any of those things.
What do you want?
I know what you want. You want the time alone. You want to have... Well, that's what you used to want. Maybe that's not what you want anymore. You used to say, take the kids and let me have a day.
I'd just like to play a round of golf, man. At any point, during the year.
One's enough, though? You wouldn't finish that round and be like, man, or the next day you'd wake up,
I'd be
fulfilled.
I'd be fulfilled. I just want to go play a round of golf. I don't even need to play it with anybody. I can do it by myself, which would make it a little bit quicker. In fact, prefer to do it by myself. I remember there was a time when I would go play golf by myself all the time, and I loved it. And then the kids come around, you get married, all those things. And then
usually it happens the other way. You get married first, then kids come
around.
But
yeah.
I mean, some people like to play fast and loose.
Well, because when I was just married without kids, it was conceivable to go play golf by myself, but now it's not even a thing. But there was you would go and you would play golf, and you just the sounds of the golf course, the carts driving around.
This is why I like to go fishing. It's the same thing. It's sounds of
birds chirping in the trees. You hit a shot when you're playing by yourself. Nobody says, "Hey, why are you dropping another ball and hitting a shot?" So you can get a little practice in. You go on a slow day, like a Tuesday afternoon or something along those lines, and you got the whole course to yourself. I mean, that is complete solitude.
Well, Kyle, who only fishes stock ponds, writes in. He says he'd play with you. It'd make you feel like a much better golfer.
See, but that thing is, I don't want to deal with that.
That's why he used to invite me until the one day that I beat him. And he was like, you know what? I can't play anymore. I got family issues. I can't get away.
I'll never forget the one time we used to play. We played tennis for a short period of time, for about a year. We'd play tennis to get in shape.
Killed my knees.
And it's really hard on your knees. And I remember the one day, Jeremy almost beat me. Like I would just like.
Hey, just a little background. Jeff was a high school tennis player. I never picked up a tennis racket until I was in my mid to late 30s.
And I would just like destroy Jeremy every time. It'd be like 6-0, 6-1.
He's like, come on, man, I'll teach you how to play, and then he'll just destroy me. And I'm just like, well, this
once
is really
in a while it was 6-2, and then one day he got a really good day. But as I was leaving to go play tennis, my wife says, "Hey, I'm pregnant." All this stuff's going through my mind the entire time we're playing tennis, and I'm not allowed to tell anybody, because you can't tell anybody until you're so far along in the pregnancy. Bad luck and all that stuff.
Yeah,
and I'm sitting there and I'm playing tennis. I'm not even paying attention to what I'm doing with Jeremy, and Jeremy's like beating me.
Is this tennis. Number one or number two? This was number two. This was your boy, right? You'd already had your daughter.
No. This was my daughter. Maybe.
I thought your daughter was already born.
No, she wasn't. She was not. Okay. Because believe me, I would not have the time to play tennis after that.
Well, then it was probably pretty exciting. It was your first
yeah, it was super. It was super exciting, but it was also like I just was not focused on anything tennis that day. But I had already made the appointment with you. I wasn't going to back out. And did you beat me or did you almost beat me? I forget.
I don't remember.
I know it was really close.
I thought there was one match that I beat you in one day, and now I'm getting the truth about it. It's making me.
Well, it's not the truth. So I mean, I was pretty sure I told you that at some point in time after the fact, and I'm not trying to make excuses. I mean, you actually probably played a really good round of tennis that day. I mean, a good match, I should say. That's how
Well, I was a racquetball player. And so it's completely different. Because in racquetball, you're swinging for the fence. You're hitting it hard. And in tennis, it's completely opposite.
It's like when you watch weekend softball guy go play golf. That's the difference, right? It's impossible because it's totally different motion, right?
So back to what we were talking about. What do guys really want for Christmas? Honest to God, I can't speak for everybody, but if I had to guess, if I had to put money on it in Vegas, they just want a little time to themselves to do whatever they want. That's, I think, what most guys want. I don't think they want anything monetary. They just want to be able to go do something, whether it's fishing, golfing,
even mowing the lawn.
Just, they can drink beer while they're doing it. They're probably going to be pretty happy.
One of the most peaceful things that I do over the course of the whole year is jumping up on the roof to hang up the lights because nobody's up there to bother me.
And we got things we didn't get to, and
I get to take them down in about a week too, so that's good.
Yeah, hashtag for him. Can you imagine being related to Dennis Rodman? His daughter talks about their relationship. And Travis Kelce, the hint of retirement.
Things we didn't get to in hashtag form with Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.
Hashtag lies. PolitiFact. They are a blog/polling website in which they track politics. They came out with their lie of the year this year. They tracked lies from J.D. Vance. Weirdly enough, nothing from Tim Walz on there. Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, and President Trump. I'm sorry, Time Magazine's Man of the Year, President Trump. And PolitiFact, they came up with the biggest lie in the world of politics. What do you think the biggest lie in the world of politics was, based on PolitiFact, their fact-checking website?
I want to say it was something Joe Biden said to the effect that the economy was growing and doing better.
No, that did not make the list of even top 10. I will list, but since you said Joe Biden, I'm sorry, Elon Musk and Marjorie Taylor Greene also making the list. Does that influence you in any way? For the top lie? Okay. Joe Biden came in number 3 as the biggest lie of the year when he said, "I will not pardon
my son,
Hunter Biden."
Oh, that's not number 1, huh?
That's not number 1.
Okay.
I don't think you will even be able to guess what number 1 is.
What was number 2?
Number 2 was when Donald Trump said the Biden administration stole $1 billion from FEMA to use it for illegal immigrants, and they're now busted. They don't have any money. Well, the money is in.
I remember that was right after the Hurricane Helene hit.
Yeah,
and they were trying to get money, and they couldn't get it from FEMA, but the money had been redirected, according to the news, to this immigration issue at the border.
Right. Because you have a big pile of money if you're the government. It's not like FEMA, here's your money. I mean, there's a little bit of that going on, but they're like, okay, well, we only have this much money to allocate towards these organizations, and that's the pile of money. So much was wasted on the migrant issue that, you couldn't have it for other areas that you needed it. Is basically what he was saying, but they said it was a lie. In fact, it was the number 2 lie based on PolitiFact readers poll.
Okay. Doug, who won't ride roller coasters, wants to take a guess. He says that Trump said that Haitian immigrants were eating cats and dogs.
Doug, who won't ride roller coasters, is correct. Congratulations. 54% of the readers on PolitiFact said that was the biggest lie of the year. Now,
but how do you know? I mean, we know there was Haitians and they were taking over.
Yeah, right.
And at certain parts of Ohio, and there was cats and dogs that were going missing. How do we know for sure?
One lady, now it didn't happen in Springfield, Ohio, but it happened nearby Springfield, Ohio. They caught a lady eating a cat. She had fur on her mouth when they caught her.
Oh, God, no. No, really?
Fur on her mouth.
I didn't know that.
Fur.
Stop.
She was not a circus worker, and she was not the bearded lady.
Okay. So
She had
does
fur on
that
her
mean
mouth.
She didn't even cook the cat. She was just.
I don't know.
It was.
I hope
sashimi.
so. I
Oh,
hope so.
gross.
I hope she cooked the cat. Cats are filthy.
You saw this yourself?
No, there was reports of it. I did not see the fur on the mouth.
Okay.
Like what's
Wow.
like? Are you going to go seek that? I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that.
No, I don't want to see that either.
I read the report and I was like, "That's good. I don't need to see the actuality on this one. I'm good with that." 54% said that was the biggest lie compared to the one with Joe Biden. I will not pardon Hunter Biden. 6% said that was the biggest lie. So you can kind of get where they're going from. And for the fourth straight year, Politifacts' biggest lie of the year was one that Donald Trump told. I don't know if that's necessarily, you can't be everywhere at once. So you can say, okay, well, there's reports of people eating cats and dogs in Springfield.
Can you give me
Ohio.
number 5? What was number? I'm 5 and 4. I'm just.
You don't
kinda
want to know
curious.
number 2? That's kind of strange.
Oh, I thought you told me number 2.
Oh, yeah, I
thought
did.
You
I
said
did.
it was.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Donald Trump.
Yeah,
Okay.
So what was top 5? What was number 5?
Number 5 was Marjorie Taylor Greene, who said there were patents dating back to the 1800s that show that people can control the weather through various things.
Oh, I remember a little bit of that nonsense. Okay.
And
number 4?
Number 4 was J.D. Vance saying that Donald Trump did not lose the 2020 election, which is. There's been documentaries There's been documentaries made about it.
No. How it was stolen, but I mean, technically he didn't win it. Biden did, but how did Biden win it? We don't know. I mean, some of us may question that. A lot of us, but who knows? All right. Well, there you go. That's pretty interesting.
Can you smell what the government
And,
is cooking, right? And he says, I did see videos of people eating cats. I don't know how you worked your way through that. Can you smell what the government is cooking? But, dude, cannot do that. I love my cat.
I mean, I've watched shows like Alone where they're on this island and they have to videotape themselves. And they're like, there's other people on this island, like 10 miles, they're all 10 miles from each other. And so nobody knows when somebody goes home, but it's the last one standing wins a ton of money. And they eat, mice and squirrels. And that never bothered me. Even an ox, somebody ate
How
like a
hungry do you
some
have
sort of
to
ox.
be? How hungry do you have to be like, oh, there's a mouse? You catch
Yes,
the mouse,
right?
then you have
Starving.
to clean and cook a mouse. And how much are you getting off of a mouse?
I think 5 days. 5 days, zero food. You, somebody who's an outdoorsman, you're like, okay, I could eat that mouse. I could clean it, cook it, and it's meat. And I need calories. There was one woman that said she was only getting 40 calories a day from eating her boogers. And then you may ask yourself, why do you watch stuff like this? I find it fascinating.
Can you eat like tree leaves and stuff like that? I mean, it works for.
Well, yeah. They're finding. I mean, these people know. They're survivalist training, so they know there's certain roots and things you can boil and eat, and berries you can eat, and ones you want to stay away from. It's amazing.
So is it
how much you can actually eat off the earth without eating protein, without eating an animal, and survive? But
is it so far fetched then for us to believe that people? Kyle the complainer says, "Save a mouse, eat a chick." That's true. The dumbass of the day ate a
kill the chicken. No, if you if you eat it whole alive, it'll kill you.
Yes, it will kill you. But you're in a situation where it's normal for you to find a dog or a cat. If you find a dog or a cat, and that's your food source, and then you come to a place where there's an abundance of dogs and cats. Of course, you'd be like, "Wow, this place is great." These pastures are fruitful. So
I know I'm more of a dog person now because I think I would eat 10 cats before I would eat a dog. I don't know if I could ever eat a dog. I don't ever I could have a dog look into my eyes and eat it. Cats, on the other hand,
I would love
no
to
problem.
somebody. I would love to hear from somebody who has eaten both a dog and a cat and see what the difference is. I don't want to know by personal experience. Like chicken and duck are very different, right?
You mean like if you went to another country and it was prepared and served to you, not like you harvested your own animal?
Or this is a melting pot here in the United States of America, Jeremy. Maybe there are some people in our listening audience that have eaten dog and cat.
You think there's some Haitians in the audience that might want to ring in?
It doesn't have to be Haitians. It could be anybody that's eaten dog and cat.
Just by chance. I mean, there's a... Okay.
Can you smell what the government is cooking? Said that the videos were very disturbing and that the media claimed that that those videos were not taken in the United States, that they were taken in other countries.
Okay. Well, anything's available,
Oh, can't
social
say
media and AI and all that kind
Can't
of
say
stuff.
that, JJ,
All right.
fact checker, Dan Tuggle. But it's a funny joke.
Travis Kelce is hinting at a possible retirement from the NFL. Does this really surprise you? If you don't know who Travis is,
Not
he's the
based-
tight end for the Kansas City.
Based on performance
Chiefs.
this year, I would say no. That does not surprise me.
Do I have to go to the tape? Do you remember when I said at the beginning of the season, this will be his worst season ever?
It was. And what's funny is I was just knocked out of the consolation round by the owner of this company's son. And both times, close matchups. And the difference was the backup tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs scoring a touchdown and him rostering him against me. I'm like, Noah Gray? Where you at, Kelce?
Here's Travis Kelce.
It felt so surreal, and I don't know if it's the last time I'll ever play in Cleveland, but it kind of felt like I was like giving it one last hoorah before I'm done, because I've only played there twice in 12 years, so
Yeah.
unless we get thrown on there in the next couple, I don't really see it ever happening again. And it was just a special day for me.
He hedged
personally,
his
man,
bet there.
so.
He hedged his bet there. Unless I don't see us getting scheduled against them in the next couple of years. So, I mean, granted, they play in AFC divisions, and they played this year. They're probably not going to play each other in an upcoming season because you play one NFC.
Prediction.
One
He
AFC.
retires, and then she dumps him. Because she really only dated him because she liked feeling important going to the box.
Well, and the thing is, he's been a non-factor from the the person that you're talking about him only because he's dating Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
He as far as a star, the star may have burned out. Like, he might not be as good as he once was. He's like 34 years old. This is kind of when you age out in the NFL at the tight end position.
Time to go.
Ask Gronk.
But I will say, my favorite part of the Kansas City Chiefs is Andy Reid. He is my new favorite coach thanks to those All-State commercials.
He's funny.
Give me them nuggies. Give me them nuggies. So funny.
State Farm
He makes
commercials.
all of those.
I don't know. Which are better?
Mustache.
Which are better? This is a great poll question. Which are funnier? State Farm commercials or Progressive commercials? I like that.
Or what about the Mayhem guy, too? I like his
I don't know if
commercials.
they're funny, though. It's just,
They're funny
it proves a point. It proves a point.
Yeah.
I get it. But the State Farm and the Progressive commercials are both
I would
great.
say State Farm are the best, but Progressive's been doing it longer.
Yes.
Quickly, Dennis Rodman's daughter discussing their strained relationship. Can you imagine being related to that whack job?
He loves the spotlight. He loves the cameras. He loves bringing his children on stage and being like, oh, these are my kids. I'm crying. No one knows what's going on. And I'm like, dude, my dad's here. And then I walk over, and again, there's cameras everywhere. He grabs my head, and I just start bawling into his arms as if, like, it's a daddy-daughter. Like, I lost hope in, like, ever getting him back. I answer the phone now for, like, my conscience to be like, he needed to hear my voice before anything happens. Like, that's why I answer the phone, not for me. He's not a dad. Maybe by blood, but nothing else.
Whoa.
Stable.
Dang.
Stable household there.
It's going to be a fun Christmas in the Rodman household.
As we wrap things up, get ready to hand things over to Mr. Kurt Olson. He's got some Phil Collins, by the way. Great documentary, free on YouTube, about Phil Collins. Just got released. He's also got some Petty and Super
Come on,
Tramp. First, let's wrap up and know the show.
Netflix deal? Come on. Sitting down on the job.
YouTube's
bro.
great because it's free. Wesley, first up this morning. Hey, Wes.
Hey,
How's it going?
Name of the
Hey, guys.
styrofoam head.
you just said it. It's Styro Steve.
It is Styro Steve. I just said it. Who said it?
I guess you did. I don't know.
No. I just put
You
it.
said styrofoam. That's all right.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I
well,
could never
styrofoam,
forget that name.
yes.
That's clever.
we put a picture of Styro Steve over on our Facebook page. You can check it out, and it does look like he is using tape to apply the. He needs to talk to the people at Bosley, see how they do it. But he is
Glue. It's got to be glue. Clear glue.
That's what I think.
Tapes. Yeah.
It looks like
Gotta
he's
get some
using
hair
Scotch
glue.
tape, though. But maybe that's just to create the base of Styro Steve. He's walking around the apartment or the house, picking up pieces of his girlfriend's hair that he finds because it feels like when they brush their hair, it just Just
This is a
shoots
great
right off the
idea.
head.
I'm not going to do that, but I'm going to get a Ziploc bag from the kitchen, and I'm going to start putting it in there, and I'm going to see how long it takes me to fill a gallon.
Maybe you
Ziploc bag.
should take up like knitting or something, and you could knit her a sweater out of her own hair.
No, that's okay. That's weird, and no, I don't think so.
But you worked really hard on it. You put the
But
time
it would
in.
be really fun. It'd be really fun because she'll say something like, "I left something laying on the couch, like a sweatshirt or a jacket I took off. I didn't go hang it up right away." Then I can show her this bag and go, "Look what I found all over the house."
I don't know. Look at this sweater. This has been all over the house the last 5 years.
Leslie, you got 2 tickets to go see Van Halen. Thanks for listening, buddy.
Thanks, bud.
Have fun
All
at
right,
the show.
hold on the line. We'll get you on the guest list a week from this Friday. Buy your tickets at goodmedicinepresents.com. Tomorrow, Friday edition of the radio program, we'll have another pair of these. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday. Thanks again to the crew from Downtown SLO for coming in. Don't forget the market, last one tonight
And
for the new year.
tomorrow, 8 o'clock hour, free golf from Hunter Ranch.
Nice.
That's-
Free two rounds. 2 rounds of free golf,
rounds.
Hunter Ranch tomorrow.
2 rounds.
In the 8 o'clock hour.
Solitude.
All right, sounds good.
Solitude.
We will see you then.
Jeff and Jeremy in the Morning podcast brought to you commercial free by another podcast. You've subscribed to ours, now subscribe to theirs. It's the SLO County Real Estate Podcast with Hal Swayze. When you're done with this, go listen to something that will actually enrich your life. California DRE 01111 911.